ASMR Reality, and tonight we're going to talk about debt. But before we do, this is the first time I'm kind of chilled out, laid back. I usually sit up straight, talk to you with a good posture, but I'm kind of relaxing tonight. And I wanted to cover a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. First, most of you, if you've listened to me for a little bit, you know that Draig, D-R-A-I-G, Draig ASMR, is a friend of mine, and he has a channel, but he's been on hiatus for a little bit, working on a personal project. He's opening up his own graphic design company called Green Hill. Here is his logo that he designed, and what he does is he creates business cards, logos. Let me see if I can pull up exactly all the items that he does. I should have been a little bit more prepared for this. Sorry, I apologize. Let's see, Draig. He says Green Hill Designs at gmx.co.uk. His Instagram is Green Hill Designs. Instagram.com/greenhill.designs. Email is greenhilldesigns@gmx. That's Gary Mary X-ray .co.uk. He lives in Wales, but he does design logos, business cards, and invitations, that sort of thing. He does not Photoshop anything, but those are the services that he offers. So if any of you have any needs, reach out to him. He is going to offer a special for throughout January to celebrate his starting of his company. All logos will only cost £30 or $37. So that's seems like a pretty good deal. So also, I got a comment recently from, let me see this, oh shoot, I'm sorry. I was trying to pull up a video, or trying to pull up my email, and I pulled up a video by accident. And of course I've got these responses. Let me pull it up over on this side. See, it's better if I was sitting up straight. TM Raucus, which is Acid Goliath, asked me if I would make a video about my diet, and so I just don't think I can make a whole video about my diet, so I wanted to tell you that I did make a video about what do I eat over on my Derek Manus channel, but I've modified that diet since then, because I think that video was from July of 23. But what I do now is, for breakfast, I have 4 eggs, and I scramble them, and I put some pepper jack cheese and just salt and pepper. I also drink Element, which is LMNT, Larry, Mary, Nancy, Tom, LMNT, which is pronounced element, but that is like a hydrating drink. So I have the Element in the morning to drink with the scrambled eggs with cheese. And then I have 2 black coffees, and I do 8 ounces each time, so 16 ounces of coffee I have after, and I just drink it black. So scrambled eggs with cheese, Element, and 2 black coffees. That's it for breakfast. And I try to have the coffee sort of study that shows that your brain doesn't properly receive caffeine until 90 minutes after you've been awake. So that's what I eat for breakfast. For lunch, and this is typically, I try to get my workout in between breakfast and lunch. So after I work out for lunch, I have a half pound of grilled chicken, and with that I drink every other day. One day I drink a Vega One, Vegaone, Vega One shake. Vega is a plant-based supplement company, and this Vega One is like all the nutrients that you need, all the vitamin C, all the minerals, basically everything that you need to support a healthy immune system, and basically everything your body needs. So I have that shake with a half pound of chicken. That shake only has 20 grams of protein in it. Now, on the days, that's what I eat on every other day. Every other day, I still have the half pound of chicken, but I have a Vega Sport protein drink. The Vega Sport is just pure protein, and it is 30 grams of protein, and it is it's plant-based. It's basically pea protein, and I do it on the days that I work out with weights. So one day I do a HIIT routine, one day I do weights, every other day. So weights, HIIT, weight, HIIT, weights, HIIT. So that's how my workout schedule goes. And then for supper, for dinner, my evening meal, I either do ribeye steaks because they're high in fat, and I usually go every other day on this ribeye steak and nothing else, no potatoes, no vegetables, nothing, just ribeye steak, and usually have 2 of them. And then, or I have a whole pound of ground hamburger. So in that hamburger, I used to put diced tomatoes. Now I'm putting nothing except some cheese. And so I'm basically eating nearly all animal products. Now, the shakes do have plant protein in them, but they are nearly 0 carbs. So that's what I'm trying not to have, is no carbs, basically, so I can just, I'm trying to, over the holidays and stuff, I ate some stuff that I don't normally eat. So I kind of just, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, I got a little carried away. And because of my age, I'll be 52 this year. Because of my age, I can't eat like I used to be able to eat. I used to be able to eat just like anything, and nothing happened. I mean, I never gained weight. I always was in great shape, but now that I'm older, it doesn't take much. I mean, just a couple of days of cheating and I can tell. And like I put it on my belly and my back. That's where I get it. So I probably gain maybe 5 pounds. So I think I can lose like a pound a day. So just a few days, I'm already can tell a difference in my waist. So, but I'll probably, once I get back to where I want to be, I'll probably add just a little bit of additional things into my diet. But I do feel good on this diet. Like mentally, I feel really clear. If I would have gained a lot of weight, I would switch to they call it OMAD, O-M-A-D, 1 meal a day. And I was doing that for a long time. Basically, it's intermittent fasting. And that's the fastest way I've ever been able to drop weight. I've never been real big, but I've set goals to be at a certain body fat percentage. So, but that's what I eat. So now I want to get into talking about debt. Sorry for making noise here. I just need to make sure I'm still recording. I've got to keep track of this thing because it's shut off on me a time or two. But so we're going to talk about debt. And the first thing I want to tell you is that I'm telling you from experience, because I got into horrible debt when I was young. I was really poor growing up. And so once I got out on my own, and I was able to get credit. Like the first credit card I got, I think was a Macy's department store card. And like I went crazy and just whatever, if I had a $200 or $300 balance, I spent it all. And I bought whatever I could buy just to have nice clothes, nicer clothes than what I had. And then I was able to get traditional credit cards. Then I was able to get a car loan. Then I was able to get more credit cards. Then I eventually bought a house. Then I got like a home equity loan to do some upgrades to the house. And one day I woke up and it was like I had no more credit. I had spent it all. And like all my paychecks were going to pay my bills. So I had all this stuff that I had bought with the credit. But it was starting to control me. And also limit me as to what I could do. Limit my freedom. And also trapping me. Because I had no options. As far as the jobs I was working, I had no option. I couldn't leave. I had to pay. I had to pay those bills. And it was a frustrating feeling. And about that time that I had maxed out all of my debt and was like living like at the maximum I could live and pay my bills. Like I was keeping my bills paid and I kept my credit good, but it was hard. And about that time I came across this video called Zeitgeist. This is the cover to it, so if you want to look it up and watch it, you can find it for free online. It covers not just money, but it talks about, this was from 2007, and so it goes through some religious things at the start, and then it goes into 9/11 and the conspiracy, and then it gets into money. And there's actually a second video called Zeitgeist Addendum. This is what it looks like. It's also available for free online. You can find it a lot of places. And these two videos combined changed my feelings about money and how the system works. And it was then that I quit doing what everybody else does. I was in my 20s. I believe, well, no, not necessarily two. I might have been 30. I'm trying to think if in 2007. Yeah, I would have been. I think it came out, maybe it didn't come out, maybe it was earlier than that. But it really, that video really changed my life and really got me focused on money and how evil the system is and how rigged the system is. But because it's rigged, you can figure it out. It's basically a game, and you just got to play the game. The rules are there. It's obvious the way the system works, and you just have to understand the rules of the game and play it correctly, and you can win. And so basically what pissed me off the most was that I learned about how money is created. So you guys have heard the term about Federal Reserve. Well, the Federal Reserve basically just prints money, and they loan that money to the bank for interest, and then the bank then turns around and loans it to us for interest. So let's just use $10,000. So $10,000 is created at the Federal Reserve. $10,000 is loaned to a bank. The bank then loans you $10,000 with interest. So what I learned was that the money is created. Sure, the $10,000 exists, but you know what doesn't exist? The interest. There's not enough money to pay the interest back. So the interest is just that basically the default was built into the system. They knew that not everybody would be able to pay their bills. That people would fail. It's like musical chairs. You know, all these people loan the money. 4 or 5 would be able to pay it back, but the rest would not. They would fail. They would go bankrupt. And so I was like, ding, ding, ding. I'm not gonna let them get me. So I became medieval, vicious about paying my debt off. I stopped spending completely. I ate ramen noodles. I learned to love ramen noodles. I love them to this day. But they're so horrible for you, but they taste, oh God, I love them. But I cut back everything. I just stopped buying everything I could. And so my advice when you're paying off debt is start with your smallest debt. And people may say, well, that my smallest debt has lower interest than this debt. It's not the point. Obviously you do want to stop paying interest, but when you pay off your smallest debt, what happens is once you pay off that one debt, you like celebrate. You get like a dopamine boost by doing something. You've accomplished something because you've got rid of one, and you move on to your next smallest debt, and you throw money at it, throw money at it, throw money at it until that's paid off. And then you move on to your next debt. Well, for me, it was credit card, credit card, credit card, credit card, and then car, and then my house. And so with my house, what I started doing was I saved up $10,000, and then once I had $10,000 saved up, I would send that to the bank. Then I would save up $10,000 and send that to the bank. Save up $10,000 and send that to, and then just went on and on and on. But I got to every $10,000, I'd watch that balance just drop and drop and drop and drop and drop and drop. And I think when I finally got to my house, I think I owed like, maybe 140,000. This was on, not this house that I live in, but on another house that I own. And I remember vividly the day that I paid it off, and I think it was 2008. 2008. I paid off my last debt. So if Zeitgeist came out in 2007, I'm not sure if it did, but I started paying it off. Zeitgeist probably just helped me because I just know that taught me a lot about it, but I had already been mad about my financial situation and knew I had to do something about it. But I do think that learning about the structure of money, which Zeitgeist will do, will help you a ton. But that's how I did it. And then once, all I can tell you is that after living with all that debt, the weight that I had from that debt, and then becoming debt free, oh God, you can imagine if you have debt right now, just imagine for a second that it was gone, that you did not have any payments. Now, I still have bills. I have an electric bill to keep the lights on. I pay insurance on my house. I pay property taxes. I have to put gas in my car. But my bills are like, I could work for minimum wage and pay my bills. But here's what happens. Think about all the money that you pay for payments every month. If you're paying a car payment, you're paying a house payment, you're paying a credit card bill. Think about how much money that is. And now imagine that you're not paying it anymore. That you have your car, but you don't have a payment on it. Imagine the freedom that you would have. And imagine all the extra money you would have. And so what happens is, when you're in that mindset of saving money, you're already in that mindset. So then once you've got all your debt paid off, the key is to then build up a nest egg, build up a safety net to where you have enough money that if you lost your job or you decided to change jobs, you've got money to live off of so that you can do the things you want to do. And that's why they say debt is slavery, because it keeps you doing things that you don't want to do for money because you have to, because you run out of options. It's so horrible. It's such a horrible place to be. It's such a wicked game that they prey on us with all this credit. It's just wicked. The system is evil. No, I'm not saying you can't use debt for good. I would still encourage people to buy a house with debt because the the interest you pay on a house you could write off. Not only that, houses are cheaper today than they'll ever be. House prices always go up, and so the quicker you can buy one, the better off you'll be. But like credit card interest and car loan interest, student loan, you can't write that interest off. You might be able to write student loan interest off. I had a student loan for a very short amount of time, but I paid it off pretty quick. But so that's what I would encourage you to do, is you've got to find a way to get out of debt, because you're never going to know financial freedom until you do. And once then all that money you're making, all the money you make, all your pay is yours. You've got little piddly bills like electric bill and gas and stuff like that, but all the other money is yours. And so what happens is it starts piling up, and then you're going to do what's smart, and you're going to start investing some of that, and then that money's now making interest. Now you're getting paid the interest instead of giving the interest to the banks. And then your money just compounds and compounds, and then basically, if you put money in the market, your money doubles every 7 years. So if you put $1,000, 7 years, it's 2,000. If you have 100,000, 7 years, it's 200. You have $1 million today, in 7 years, it's 2 million. And so that's how the rich get richer, because the beauty of compound interest is what will let you become financially independent. And so by the time you're my age, you can do it, but you got to start early. You got to get it over with. You got to pay this debt off. Now, I'm not saying you can't do it. Like if I was 50 today and just learning this, I could still do it. I could pay off my debt in 5 or 6 years, start saving money, 56, 57. By the time I'm 65 or 70, I would be in pretty good shape and have a little bit of money saved up to supplement my Social Security. But I wouldn't want to be doing it at 50, because again, imagine you started at 25. How many 7-year periods do you have to watch your money double? That's the beauty of being able to start young. So you just got to learn those lessons. You got to be diligent. You got to be disciplined with your money. And you just got to realize that the debt will destroy you. So you have to stop. You have to stop using debt just to buy things. I've said this saying before, but we buy things we don't want to impress people we don't like. And they don't make us happy. The things don't make us happy. Oh, they temporarily make you happy. But, it's like you get a new shirt, you wear it, and you feel like, oh, I feel like amazing. Then you wear it 3 or 4 times, and like the 5th time you wear it, why don't you feel amazing? Why is that? It's in your head. It's in your head. Truly it is. You're still amazing. You just have to find a way to get that feeling again. So these are the things that you just have to focus on to help yourself and move yourself forward. So I hope you enjoyed just relaxing with me and just a more laid back video. So that's going to be it for today. Until next time.